Have you ever stared at your partner's name lighting up your phone, and instead of feeling excited, your first thought was, "Can I call them later?" Then your brain immediately panics. Oh my God, am I falling out of love? Yesterday you missed them like crazy. Today a FaceTime call feels like another meeting that could have been an email. Welcome to one of the biggest psychological traps in long-distance relationships. Because here's the brutal truth. Most people don't end long-distance relationships because the love disappeared. They end them because exhaustion disguised itself as certainty. Your brain whispers, "The spark is gone," when what it should be saying is, "I'm tired." Those are not the same sentence. They had a distance problem. And the most dangerous part is that burnout sounds exactly like clarity. If you don't learn the difference, your exhaustion will convince you to make a permanent decision about a temporary emotional state. So here's the mechanism and the actual test before you make any decision. Think about waking up tomorrow and somehow the distance is gone. No airport, no countdown, no FaceTime. No, I wish you were here. They're making coffee in the kitchen. You're arguing over whose turn it is to buy groceries. You're watching a movie without worrying whether the internet freezes. How does that picture make you feel? If your shoulders immediately relax, if your first thought is finally, you're probably not falling out of love. You're falling apart from the distance. Your body wasn't asking to leave them. It was asking to stop carrying the distance alone. But if even in that picture you still feel empty, still don't want to spend time with them, still feel emotionally disconnected, that's different. Now you're not looking at a distance problem. You're looking at a compatibility problem wearing a long-distance disguise. Don't confuse one for the other. Here's what nobody warns you about. Long-distance relationships don't become harder because your partner changes. They become harder because the relationship asks your nervous system to survive on substitutes. A hug becomes a video call. Quality time becomes a countdown. Comfort becomes Wi-Fi. And here's the part that actually surprises people. Research consistently shows that many long-distance couples report surprisingly high relationship satisfaction. Why? Because every interaction is intentional. Nobody accidentally spends 3 hours talking on FaceTime. Nobody accidentally plans virtual date nights. Everything requires effort. But intentional doesn't mean sustainable. Effort is expensive. Eventually, your nervous system sends you the bill. Burnout doesn't arrive dramatically. It arrives quietly. Not because you stopped loving them, because your body is exhausted from carrying a relationship that never gets to rest. Think about it. Every goodbye hurts. Every visit ends with another goodbye. Eventually, hope becomes your full-time job. Then something strange starts happening. The call you've waited for all day finally comes, and instead of smiling, you sigh. Not because you don't want them, because screens can carry conversations. They cannot carry presence. Eventually, every call starts carrying the weight of the entire relationship. Then your brain says, "I don't want another call." A second later it says, "Maybe I don't want this relationship." Slow down. Those aren't the same thought. Here's another realization worth sitting with. Have you noticed how tiny things suddenly become enormous? They reply an hour late. Your stomach drops. They seem distracted for 5 minutes. Now you're questioning the future. Not because the relationship suddenly changed, because your nervous system has been starving for physical closeness for so long that tiny disappointments start feeling like emergencies. Eventually, people convince themselves, "We've grown apart." Sometimes you haven't grown apart at all. You've simply spent too long trying to build intimacy without proximity. Now here's the question that actually matters. Are you tired of your partner, or are you tired of the distance? Those are completely different problems, and confusing them is exactly how people end good relationships for the wrong reason. Here's another brutal reality. Burnout changes the stories your brain tells. Even the things you normally love lose their color. An exhausted brain is a terrible fortune teller. It mistakes temporary fatigue for permanent truth. That's why people suddenly think, "I don't think I love them anymore." After months of waiting, months of uncertainty, or months of hoping the next visit will finally make everything feel okay again. Not because love disappeared, because hope stopped feeling like fuel and started feeling like debt. Love is rarely what runs out first. Hope does. A clear statistic backs this up directly. Research on long-distance couples shows those with an explicit, agreed-upon plan to close the distance report far less distress than those without one. What breaks people isn't hardship, it's uncertainty. That's why one conversation matters more than almost any other. Not, "Do you still love me?" Wrong question. Ask, "What's our actual plan? When are we closing this distance?" What are we both doing to make that happen? Because hope is built from timelines, not promises. If every answer sounds like eventually, one day, we'll figure it out, your exhaustion will keep growing. Because vague futures don't calm anxious nervous systems. Clear ones do. Here's the final reality check. Stop trying to diagnose your relationship before you've diagnosed your exhaustion. Too many people quietly convince themselves they've fallen out of love, when what they've really fallen into is burnout. Ask, what's our actual plan? Their answer will tell you everything. Effort creates hope. Endless promises create burnout. So never let the most exhausted version of yourself make the biggest decision in your relationship. Rest first, then talk, then build the plan. Then decide. Because sometimes what feels like falling out of love is simply what happens when two people keep carrying the relationship, but nobody ever puts down the distance. Their name lights up your phone again. Ask yourself the same question you started with. This time, actually answer it honestly.